everybody, I want to wheeze them here. It is Monday, October 26, 2015. We've got a smash hit on the Portal of Power. I was actually going to come in and do the base upgrades with steel-plated smash hit. He's got a lot more cash, but I don't know. I just kind of like blue geodes on the ball and the orange trucker, like caution construction worker vest. I just kind of like that better. So Persephone is rocking ahead. Bonus time for you. I found a couple of these things, and one of them's back on the ship. We won't go there, but did you know you can walk on these? Yeah. You might have already known that. If you didn't, you're welcome. If you don't care, I'm sorry. That said, what we're going to do here, let's recap what he's got. His primary attack is Demolisher, and essentially, if you hold down the X button, you're going to do 30 to 45 2 times. However, if you rapid tap it, you can just basically spin for however long you want to. You do have a little bit of motion with it. You know, you can kind of, I'm just maneuvering him about sort of in an S formation, or Z if you will. So keep that in mind. Secondary attack is Crushinator, I think. Yes, Crushinator. And it's going to be more of an over-the-head slam, 45 to 68 on the critical side. If you jump in the air, it looks really cool. I think it might be slightly better range. Probably not. But the sad thing is it doesn't have like a jump slam attack type deal with it. In the air, you actually can start spinning too, so that's important to note. But 30 to 45 primary, 45 to 68 secondary. So while she's got the sweet hat on, which that's actually not a bad look for her, let's go ahead and try to figure out what his attack damage numbers will be for his base upgrades.
Hello, Extremely, once again. So happy to dance with you, even in this time of great turmoil and danger.
Right, so in turmoil and danger, just dance with Persephone. You got a test you didn't study for, a pop quiz, just dance with Persephone. Nuclear holocaust, dance with Persephone. That said, we are maxed, man. We've got the 10 wing sapphires. That's all there is in the game. There's 10 total, 20% discount. So we've got the maximum here. Instead of paying 500, we're paying 400, and it's fantastic. So it adds up over time, especially like with your path upgrades and the soul gem. But anyway, connect and disconnect. This is our tertiary attack, it looks like. Press Y to disconnect the boulder and gain unique chain attacks. Press Y again to connect. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to be like primary and secondary, like a whole second tier of a move set or something. But let's buy it and find out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Alright, so let's get out of there. And we're going to press Y. Will that do damage? I mean, let's see if I can just run around. Like, do we honestly control this perpetually? Type of a deal? Okay, it did come back, so I was thinking it was going to last forever. Let's attempt to get a time on this. I'm going to log it at about 15 seconds there, so 15-second maximum. Basically what we mean by that, after 15 seconds, it reconnects automatically. Now, if we slam it down and it's spinning, I go over here and we press Y, it's summoned. Wow, let's see how... We're going to place that right there. And 1, 2... It's now... Oh, it came back to us. That was not 15 seconds either. So it might be a deal if you get off screen from it, so we'll throw it down right here. 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. Note I can summons it from a distance, so that's pretty cool. Seems to auto summons if you get out of range there. So the next thing we want to do is see if it by itself damages things. So I'll come right up on this guy. That's pretty cool. So it's going to do 5 to 8 spin damage. Then boulder in parentheses. And now the question is, what do we do? So let's get that away from us. And I'm going to slam this into the ground. We're going to first press X. Let's see what happens. Okay, so kind of a melee attack. So let me do that again. 30, 30, 35? Yes. Alright, so primary equals 30, 30, 35 with criticals, not 365. That would have been awesome. 30, 30, 35 would be 45, 45, half of 35, 17, 5, round up 18, 53. That's what we would see there. And then the secondary, this is a really complex character now, isn't it? Let's slam this down to our secondary. Okay, that looks actually really cool. But it doesn't do much damage, so you will not do 9 when we swing that. Okay, so 9, half of that would be 4.5, 5, 14. 9 to 14, but it might fire off a little faster. Let's take a look. This is standard. I'm sorry. So this would be primary, 30 to 45 here. Pretty slow, right? So now if I slam this down and we do the secondary, that's probably better. 3 9s is 27, 4 is 36. But check this out, if I get that summons back, it still logs out as 9. That's interesting, isn't it? And we're able to continue doing it even though that's attached. If I stop, then it goes back to full size and we return. So I think we've logged that. A bit complicated. Only one more thing we need to do. So I'm going to set this thing down about here. And I'm going to summons this and see if it does damage coming through. Yeah, it will. So 5 to 8 summons. Okay, so 15-second max, 5 to 8 spin damage, 5 to 8 return. Because you don't have to summons it. I mean, if I just stood there for 15 seconds doing chain attacks, it would also 5 to 8. So basically what you need to take from that in a nutshell, the boulder can last up to 15 seconds. It's going to do 5 to 8 spin damage, 5 to 8 return damage. 5 to 8 damage period is what it's got. The chain attack from the primary side, 30, 30, 35, kind of a 1, 2, 3 combo. And then secondary attack, 9 to 14, mimics your primary attack just at a quicker clip. Kind of confusing, but I think it makes sense, right? So this is your detached mode primary, is more like the secondary, and then your detached secondary is more like the primary. So that makes sense, doesn't it? It's a shame they didn't just flip those, and then it would have not been confusing at all. Whatever. There's a good chance that is also going to be our quest from Buzz. We'll go see. Junkyard Dog is up next. Boulder attacks deal more damage. Rock on. Now, to me, boulder attacks would be both primary. I mean, primary and secondary box stock. And the 5 to 8 spin and the 5 to 8 return should be increased. In my little world. So 560 is the price. Let's grab it and see what we got. Alright, so primary attack coming up. We were sitting 30 to 45. Oh yeah, 40 is a decent jump, so we're gonna now be 40 to 60. Junkyard Dog. So Demolisher is 40 to 60. This is gonna be a long spreadsheet, isn't it? 40 to 60. And then Crush. I'm just gonna put Crush. That'll work better for our purposes. Alright. 55, it kind of like goes down into the ground twice for some reason. No residual damage there. Maybe on Greebles it would? Now it's not. It seems to be only when it hits something. Like right here, it's just a standard one shot. Here it's kind of a one and then fall, type of deal. So 55, half of that, 28, so 73. No, 83, I'm sorry. Crush 83, and now we need to see if the detach. Nope, detach is still 5 to 8. Which, it's easier to document, but to me, it's one of those things, so. Detached, 5 to 8. Now, what we have to do is detach and make sure our chain attacks are the same. And they are. 30, 30, 35, 9 to 14. So, home free, back to Persephone we go. And we've got the spiky spinner. Hold Y for a short time to charge up the boulder and send it spinning at enemies. What happens if we hold Y right now? Just so we know. Okay, so nothing, right? Yeah, so wasted time.
Are you ready for a
Alright.
new magical
Spiky
upgrade?
Spinner 720. Hold Y. Charge up the boulder. Send it spinning at enemies. Alright.
Getting stronger.
So here we go. Whoops. Don't know what's going on there. Alright, let's see what we got here. So, gonna slam it down, and then do I hold it initially or after the fact? Let's find out. Okay. So it kind of hones in. That lasted quite a while, so 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Basically a second and a half. So 2-second charge. Seeks enemies. 5 to 8. Let's try to get a 15-second timer on this whole thing. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi. So I'll still call it, it seems to be a tick or two longer, but we'll still call it 15 seconds there. 6 enemies, 5 to 8, 4. And it seems to be basically from dispatch you have the 15 seconds. So that's alright, let's make sure everything else is the same. 40 there, so we're good. Detach, you don't have to send it spinning. Still 9, okay. Oh no, did you see that? I talked to her without summoning it. Kinda cool. Up next we've got Junker, and as you might have expected, where the boulders did more damage previously, now the chains are going to do more damage. So $9.60 is our price. We'll go ahead and pick this up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Alright, so just as a preview here for you, Boulder, which we've had that before, looks like it's going to upgrade. Looks like the boulder attacks, there's a return, so I don't know if that's detached. It looks like that's chucking the boulder, number 3. And then Chain Champ, looks like it upgrades primary chain, secondary chain, and I don't know what the third one is. So we'll figure it out. Long range chain attacks, boulder attacks. So I guess this will increase your range. That might be beneficial for him. It sort of offsets the slowness of the primary attacks, but we'll deal with that pretty soon as we've got the cash. And what we need to do now is see what the chain attacks have become. So first thing first, let's make sure it's still 5 to 8. Yes, alright, it is. So now let's set this over here. Primary is going to be 39, 39, 45 it looks like. Will we ever see a critical hit? No. So, Junkyard Dog, what did we call that? Yeah, so primary chain 39, 39, 45, so half of that would be 19.5, which is 20, 59, 59, and then 22, 68. So 39, 39, 45, 59, 59, 68, basically. And secondary chain attack, which was the 9 to 14 rapid fire. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so 11 and 17, as you can see there. And he can move. This makes him fairly agile, in all honesty. It's kind of a cool deal. Secondary chain. Have I spaced? No. 11 to 17. That's that. A little complicated. I think it sort of makes sense. Again, the main thing is just your primary and your secondary here are kind of flipped from your detached primary and secondary. Like if this right here, the detached secondary, was in fact your detached primary from the X button instead of B, I think it would sort of make more sense to people. Nonetheless, not too shabby. Let's hop up here and see what the old Marsupial can do in the training grounds. And then, of course, we can come in and talk to Buzz and see how things are going with him. And, of course, get our quest done. So, let's go ahead and slam this down. 8 to 12. When did that become? Note how effective that thing is. So it's kind of, it seems to sort of pull him in. There's just your primary, here's the secondary. And now we will detach and use the chain attacks. I'll use the primary chains here. And we'll get another Greeble. And I'll use the secondary chain attack. Even though we got it back, we're still doing secondary chain attack damage. 11 to 17. So that's pretty much it for Smash Hit here. We've got his base upgrades. Coupled nicely, it's been very simplistic. Connect and disconnect essentially adds the boulder. You know, it'll eventually spin and seek enemies, and then primarily though you either work with the boulder or just with the chains. Each has their pros and cons. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on Smash Hit and his base upgrades. Just a reminder for the Skylander Club forum, you can head over there. We got some polls going down, including Smash Hit versus steel-plated Smash Hit. Which one do you prefer aesthetically and why? Check that out. Anybody can vote. You do not have to be registered to vote. Anyone can vote. You can vote as many times as you want, as long as it's from a different device or browser type of a thing, so keep that in mind as well. If you want to come in and defend steel-plated Smash Hit or Smash Hit, post up why they're so superior to the other one, feel free to do that. You will need to be registered to leave a comment, but it's quick and easy. Activate accounts every few days, and I run it, so your information is absolutely safe. That's it. This was his base upgrades. We'll get in here on the full upgrade sets as cash allows. Again, this week it's Halloween week. I've got some cool stuff planned. Obviously, Fiesta is going to take priority here for full upgrades. Gonna get his base upgrades cranked out here pretty soon in anticipation for that. But Smash Hit was requested, particularly his quest. So I'll come in, we'll take a look at that, get it cranked out tonight as well. Might see it tomorrow, actually. So the Land of the Undead, that's the next portion of the game. For our blind playthrough, I'll be tackling that sometime this week as well, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more Skylanders research. You'll be keeping up with all the latest as a subscriber. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you back here for more Skylanders SuperChargers research.